This is an ethnography on the Sally and McDonnell Barksdale Honors College at the University of Mississippi by Julie Glasgow. With over 1,500 students currently enrolled, the Honors College merges intellectual vigor with community action. It offers an education similar to that of prestigious private liberal arts schools and universities. Small discussion-based classes, distinguished faculty, a curriculum with built-in honors courses, and experiences that go beyond the classroom with freshman ventures and junior quest enable honors students to experience intellectual as well as personal growth. The College of Liberal Arts at the University of Mississippi established its first honors education in 1952 to create a special program to meet the requirements of the best students and to bring to campus nationally known and distinguished professors to interact with these students. In 1983, the university's honors program emerged. This allowed students the ability to take a set of core courses together and then to work on an individual basis with professors to graduate with honors from Ole Miss. In 1997, the Honors College became a reality when Jim and Sally Barksdale donated what was at the time the largest gift to the university, in order to make the McDonnell Barksdale Honors College. As a result, the faculty designed and guided the expansion of the Honors College by shaping the courses with small discussion-based classes, choosing texts that focused on self and society, nurture and the cosmos, and by constructing the guidelines of the senior thesis. The mission of the Sally and McDonnell Barksdale Honors College is to prepare citizen scholars who are fired by the life of the mind, committed to the public good, and driven to find solutions. Nikia Jordan is a rising sophomore from Soso, Mississippi, majoring in art. Jessica Tran is a rising senior from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, majoring in biochemistry and general studies. Alexis Miller is a rising senior from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, majoring in biology with minors in chemistry and psychology. John Michael Walker is a sophomore from Olive Branch, Mississippi, majoring in vocal performance.
Actually didn't know much about the program at all until Shelby Ray, she's an admissions counselor for my region or whatever, so she came to West Jones High School, and we were all in the computer lab and applying for Ole Miss just in general, and then she was like, you should look into the Honors College, and I was like, okay.
Well, I was in the International Baccalaureate program while I was in high school, and so through that program they always talked about being a lifelong learner and things of that nature, and I found similar themes within the Honors College as a prospective student here, and then once I got accepted to the university, exploring other aspects, other programs within the university that I wanted to be involved in. And so it kind of lined up with what I had previously experienced in academics in high school, and then where I saw myself going in college, because I'm pre-med, so I knew that I was going to need something rigorous and something that would challenge me, and so I thought that I would probably find that.
Honestly, I really didn't have much motivation to go to college. It was just one of those things that everyone did, so I just was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. I'll go to that next step. But I have an older sister named Jenny, and she came here because she was very interested in the honors college and Croft and pharmacy. So I kind of just followed her lead, and I only applied to one school. I only applied to Ole Miss, and I really just hoped for the best in the honors college. Because then she would come home and tell me all these stories, all these people she's met, and I loved it. I'm like, why not,
In high school, I was in a lot of AP courses, and so I wanted to mimic what it was like in high school, having a smaller based learning experience, because in that environment I get the one-on-one that I need, and so that's what you get in honors at Ole Miss, because it's 15 maximum in a classroom, so you do get to interact And so whenever I was looking at Ole Miss, I was like, if I go here, I have to be honors because I need to have that same experience. So in Olive Branch, I had a teacher who was a big advocate for honors departments in universities. She was of the mindset that if you can't afford, as most of us, weren't able to, like a small liberal arts school, which in her mind is, like IIT version of education, but obviously they're so expensive. If you can't afford that, you should go to a university like Ole Miss that has a good honors department, because you get that small integrated resource. And so she was a great resource as to how to go about the application, like how to write a version of yourself in your application that highlights your struggles, or like what makes you who you are, while also demonstrating like what you're good at and what you have to offer.
Parents are huge supporters of me and like my academic pursuits and things like that. My mom was one of the first in her family to graduate from high school, and definitely the first to graduate from college and then go on to get a master's degree. So my mom is a very big proponent of making an investment in yourself and using that to set yourself apart from people, and in order to succeed and have the life you want to, basically. And so she was a big supporter of that. I would say, that my family was probably my biggest support system. I definitely had encouragement from, different teachers within the IB program in high school too. But my parents are huge supporters.
Well, the honors college always has that stigma of like, oh, everyone's gonna be a nerd, and you never want to be that person. But I just realized this is college. You're going to a place to get an education. Why not make it the best education you can get?
Really, I had some friends who were like, I guess, doubtful about taking honors classes in college, because like college is already much harder than high school, and so they were like, I don't know, sis. And I was like, pretty good. Yeah, I felt pretty confident in it. So I didn't really, either I didn't think to be nervous about it, or I just wasn't. I'm not sure, but I never really had any like hesitation with it. It was just like, I'm a smart kid, quote unquote, so I might as well, do this too.
Well, that's a good question. So our dean, DSG, talks about being a citizen scholar all the time. Yes, you have to be a citizen scholar, but like, what does it really mean? I think we all have different definitions of what a citizen scholar means. To me, being a citizen scholar is using the resources that you have and really collecting it and using that knowledge that you have garnered throughout college, throughout life, throughout all your experiences, and making a better world through knowledge and through the idea of always learning.
Spring semester, I went to a Rebelthon and raised money for the fundraisers or whatever, dealing with that. It's really cool. It's a dance marathon that we hold every year, and it's for our slogan is for the kids. And so I thought that was really rewarding, just to be able to hear like all these different stories. These kids who have like awful diseases, and like most of them really don't have a chance of getting better, but like they have such spirit and such heart, and like that's really eye-opening. And so, and I know everyone says like it was more of a learning experience for me than even for the kids, but like it's really rewarding that way, and I think it's even more rewarding like to see them people enjoying them.
I would say that a citizen scholar is a person who uses their education to make an impact in their community, to be involved in those around them. I guess like the main thing that I can say that I have done as like a citizen is that art showcase, and that I use my platform as a person who has an education is working on it to say, let's get the community out here to appreciate art, and hosting it on the campus of the college. Like all this lovely music, all this lovely art is a result of you giving back, and so it's using your platform and the skills that you have developed as a result of your education.
The curriculum in the Honors College requires a minimum of 30 hours in honors courses, 6 hours in Honors 101 and Honors 102. The capstone and thesis component earns students an additional 6 to 9 hours towards their major.
Honors 101, the theme of the whole class is self and society. I never considered in a million years self and society as in like, I just thought that's just how it is, that's just how it is, and we're not going to change it, like that's just how society is.
So it's learning about things like that you do have a place, and it's not in every place, and that's what I learned.
Honors 102, which is about nature, science, and religion. I really enjoyed that class, and so we had, for one of the nature activities, there was a reflection assignment, so we would do like 6 activities, and then like 2 would be about science, 2 would be about religion, and 2 would be about nature. And so basically it was just, the point of it was like get you to do something that you're uncomfortable with, or like that you had a preconceived notion about before, and like to get you to think, not necessarily change your mind, but like just to think more about, that part of your life, whatever.
The nerd in me really wants to do like an analysis of like music in video games and how that like affects the listener.
Okay, so I am researching within the biology department. We are investigating the role of a particular protein in the development of alcohol tolerance in the brain. So we're doing this with fruit flies, Drosophila, and so we're looking at the genetic components, but particularly focused on this protein that's in the presynaptic compartment of neurons in the brain.
My thesis is kind of the examination of the dichotomies between rural areas and more wealthy areas. So the socioeconomic difference between different areas around Oxford. And I want to gather the information to see if physicians are more willing to implement psychological devices into their practice.
I just think it's very interesting that like a religion that was forced onto people has like become their refuge. And so how do we find ourselves like as Christians, as Muslims, as Hindus, all the different types. And so I just want to explore that. I'm not sure exactly like where I'll limit that into now, because I am a rising sophomore, so I'm not like super sure on it, but that's where I think I want to take it. Free printing.
That we get to register a day in advance before everyone.
Freshman Ventures program, and so every year they have a topic. So this past year was what is truth, and then you assemble a group and you write up like what your goal is, what your topic is, and where you're going, and you hand in like a packet of information like insurance, liability, and you go on this trip and you do this project, and at the end of it you do a presentation. So it can be like a PowerPoint or like a video, but also just a video, and you present your findings, and the winner, like the best group, wins a free New York trip. And so my group did what is truth is the broad idea, and we did hours on like the interplay of like religion and global warming in New Orleans, and how you have to have a set of beliefs for religion, but also for whether or not you believe in climate change.
A good majority of the junior class every year gets to go to Boston on Junior Quest, and they get to interview people, meet with people about their thesis topic.
This is gonna be so funny that you said that. I know, Micaiah, John Michael, Alexis, they're all gonna say this. Honors College formal.
And everyone gets dressed up, and we run out the lyric, and our band that plays is made up of, I think, mostly, if not all, honor students. And so it's a lot of fun.
Welcome week is really fun because when you're coming in as a freshman, you really have no idea who a professor is. Like, you think that there's some kind of like distant human that you observe in the back of a lecture hall. Like, they, in your mind, just like how you always hear about university, you're so removed from your teachers. And so in Honors Welcome Week, professors would like lead a session, which they would talk about how to study, or, you know, intro to philosophy. But it's just like a brief like overview of like anything, or you can just like have lunch with them, just like talk. And it really changes your perception of who they are as people.
To be an honors college student, I think it means you are someone that wants to learn, wants to think critically about things, wants to step out of the world that's right in front of you and experience things that you otherwise would, never come into contact with or anything like that. I think it means that you want to be part of a community and you want to be surrounded by like-minded peers and faculty members that not only are they going to support you, but you're going to support them.
I think that you have to be engaged and pressed. You have to interact with your surroundings in a way that will stretch you beyond your usual stature. You have to know that you have access to things that will change you, and you have to go after them knowing that it will be hard. And I think that this is the perfect place to do that, because you do have this guidance and support and the money if you need it to help you grow. And you can't grow without that stress, for sure. And so that's what it is. It's knowing that you can grow and knowing that it will be hard, but also that you're not alone. And like a support group and like a safety net.
I think it's definitely more than academics. I think it means that you're a person who enjoys learning and is willing to learn more than you ever thought you could learn. And willing to like step outside of what you've grown up in to learn about other things, to, reaffirm or even change who you are. It's like, I think it's definitely more than just like your book smarts. I think it's about like learning a lot about life and how to proactively change the world.
It's just a fun fact, but being a Southern McDonnell Barksdale honors college student affords me like incredible opportunities I never thought that would happen. For example, I met Fred Smith, the FedEx CEO, which is insane because he's a FedEx CEO, and I also was front row at a convocation with Katie Ford, former CEO of Ford Models. And she was talking about her campaign to stop human trafficking. And she brought a woman who survived human trafficking, like a survivor. And then they were just discussing topics. And it was just the most amazing thing, because I never thought that I would be able to be afforded these opportunities.